Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to day 7 of our Ramadan Kids Challenge. Today we're going to be talking more about taqwa and also talking about race, faith and colour. So let's begin by talking about taqwa. And if you remember, we spoke about taqwa in one of our earlier sessions, and that taqwa means the protection that we create for ourselves against doing what is wrong in order to help us to make the right decisions and do what is right. So it says in the Quran, Surah 7, Ayah 26, the clothing of taqwa is the best. Alright, so we have been told by Allah that our clothing, we should wear the clothing of taqwa. When we wear the clothing of taqwa, it means that we protect ourselves. It's a protective suit making us aware of Allah. So we're always remembering Allah when we have this taqwa suit on us, a special protective suit. It gives you the strength to make the right choice. And it gives, taqwa is the most important piece of clothing and we must wear it every day. So it's not just if you feel like being strong in your iman or being a good Muslim or wanting to have strong taqwa, you can choose to do it one day and not another day. We should do it every day. So for an example of this is, and you probably remember the example we had with the orange and the skin, where the orange with the skin floated because it had strong taqwa. Another example that I'd like to share with you is, imagine if you were walking on the beach on some pebbles, on some stones. How would it feel? It might feel bumpy, it might be sharp, it might hurt. So to help you with that, you can wear socks and shoes, and that becomes your protective suit in order to protect your feet and to make it more comfortable. In exactly the same way, taqwa helps to make us more comfortable and helping us to make the right choices. It makes us happier as well. So, we are always getting whispers of people telling us to do maybe wrong things, or our minds telling us to do the wrong things, or shaitan telling us to do the wrong things. But we have to use our minds, our brains, and we have to make the right choices. So we shouldn't listen to those whispers. It's very important to think about what you're thinking and what you should actually be doing. So this relates to a surah from the Quran, so Surah Nas. And this surah is asking Allah for help against the shaitan, who is always telling you to do bad things. So we're always being told, because shaitan wants us to do the wrong things. But we know that as Muslims, followers, people who want to listen to Allah, should be doing good things. So we don't want to listen to those whispers. There is an ayah, it's a nice short ayah, some of you might know it already, Surah Nas. And in it, I'm going to read the English translation. It tells us that we should seek refuge with the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the God of mankind. So we need to seek refuge and ask for help from Allah, from the evil of the whispers who withdraws. So from the evil of the whispers that have been coming to us, we need to keep away from them. We need to be protected from them. Who whispers into the hearts of mankind. So Allah is warning us that we will get these whispers. People will tell us to do the wrong thing, but we need to have strong taqwa and do the right thing. So if you have time, especially during the month of Ramadan, have a read of Surah Nas with its translation, and it will be really nice for you to know that as well and see it for yourself. Now, like we said, taqwa is like a protective suit. You need to wear it every day. So it's a bit like an armor. So I want you to think about that in the morning when you wake up. Once school is open again, thinking about when you're putting your uniform on, put on your protective suit of taqwa, to be aware of Allah at all times. So you're remembering Allah and being aware to do the right thing for Allah. Because it reminds us the clothing of taqwa is the best. Alright, so remember that always. Now, to do that, as well as doing the religious things that we spoke about, salah and fasting, we should also make sure we have good akhlaq, good manners. Be kind, respect your parents, help others, do not argue or be rude. And also giving charity. I hope during this month of Ramadan, especially, you have been giving some sadaqah, some charity. It is very rewarding and it helps you as well to create your strong taqwa, your strong protective suit. Now here, I have thought about, and actually got some ideas for you to think about how we need to set goals. Ramadan is a time of change. We want to come to the end of Ramadan with some changes in ourselves. And we all do good things, and all of us, none of us are perfect, we all do some bad things too. So you have to think about what do you do that's good and what perhaps do you do that's not so good. So here are some examples. So respecting mummy and daddy. Maybe you respect your parents. Maybe you respect your teachers, so that's very good. Maybe you're fasting. Maybe you always tell the truth. So these are good things to do and build strong taqwa. Now some things that maybe you don't do always and you need to work on are maybe being mean. So maybe you're not nice to everybody. Maybe taking things without permission. So these are some examples of things that perhaps you can work on more. So think about setting some goals for yourself and thinking about what do you do well and what can we work on further. Now we're going to talk about race, faith and colour. So that means people from all around the world. So wherever you're from, which religion you have, what colour you have, we are all different. But what Allah wants to us Muslims to make sure we do is have self-control, show obedience to Allah, so listen to Allah, thank Allah and have faith in Allah. And this also reflects how we deal with other people, so people from different faiths or of different colour. We should make sure we show our good akhlaq to them as well, especially make a special effort to be kind to maybe the non-Muslims and look out for them as well. In Allah's eyes, we are all the same. As Muslims, He sees us all the same. So it doesn't matter what colour we are, how we look, we are all the same. And all He wants us to do is build a strong taqwa in order to become close to Him. So now we have a story time. So actually in our story today, we have a poem which I would like to read to you. And this poem is called No Difference. Small as a peanut, big as a giant, we're all the same when we turn off the light. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite, we're all worth the same when we turn off the light. Red, black or orange, yellow or white, we all look the same when we turn off the light. So maybe the way to make everything right is for God to just reach out and turn off the light. So what this poem shows us, it was telling us that we are all the same. It doesn't matter where we're from, how big we are, how small we are. The main thing is that for Allah we are the same and we build a strong taqwa and nearness to Allah. Alright, excellent. So let's move on. And next we have our reminder. Okay? Yes, our reminder. Now our reminder today is when we feel angry. So we all do feel angry sometimes. And when we are feeling angry, it is good to say, A'udhu billah minash shaitanir rajim, which means I seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan. So we're asking Allah to protect us from the shaitan. So this all links into our taqwa, having strong taqwa. Whenever you feel like maybe you're feeling a bit weak and you might be going towards doing the wrong thing, try and say this so that Allah can then protect you from doing those wrong things. Okay. Now let's move on to our activity. So like I showed you earlier, we had a heart in which we've got red and we've got yellow, so we've got two colours. And in this heart, I've written things that you could be doing that are going well, that should give good, are good ikhlaq, give you strong taqwa, and there are some things that you might need to work on. I'd like you to think about that today and create your own heart of taqwa. And then you can make it and wear it. You can wear your shield of taqwa. Alright, so that is your activity for today. I look forward to receiving those, inshallah. Now it's time for our challenge. Are you ready for challenge number 7? Right, that's good. Let's have a look at our challenge. Now, challenge number 7 is not to get angry at anyone. Or if you don't get angry at anyone, your task is to make sure you don't annoy anyone. So try and be good. If you feel like somebody might be getting a little angry with what you're doing, try to change it and stop it. So you've got to try and spend your day today without making anyone angry or annoy anyone, especially your parents. So that's your task for today. Much. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Please continue watching to see the work that has been sent in. And inshallah, I will see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.
We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan. We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan. Ramadan is the month of mercy. Ramadan is the month of fasting. Ramadan is the month of giving and helping those in need. Ramadan is the month of the Quran, the month